Okay. Here we are again. You all set up with your car?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You found you've been able to suss that a little bit better now on the path. In other words, do you notice we rarely have to stop and get your mirror sorted now?
Yeah.
Sort of like sussed it. Was it that bit that I was talking about? The remember the top edge of the door, that sort of like line going off into the distance? Was it that helped you, or you just seem to have sussed it?
Yeah.
All right. Good. What were we doing last time? What did we get up to?
We were just practicing on corners still.
Yeah, I think the conclusion that we came to at the end of the lesson the other day was the sharp corners tend to catch you,
Yeah.
don't they? The ones that are gradually bent round, where you can look out the windscreen to do your turning, you're okay with. This one you seem okay, but if it's anything sharper than that, where maybe you've got to look down sides, it then goes a bit pear-shaped. Is that because you think naturally you still look over the front? You think that's
Probably.
Okay. Is there anything that we can do differently today to help you with that, or is it just a case of practicing and just turning that down?
Practicing.
You think?
Yeah.
Nothing new to teach you really, is there?
No.
No, not with this stuff. Okay. I'm clock watching as well for time to get you to work, so that's not a problem. Is there any particular type of junctions that you would like to deal with today?
No.
No? Should we just go with the flow and see what's up? Yeah? Okay.
You going?
I'm ready, if you're ready.
Yeah.
Remember how to use the clutch according to what you would like to do today. Now what would you like to do with the clutch?
Pick it up.
Good. What's your thoughts with this? Do we need to tell anyone, Erin?
No.
Got to look first. It's not this area. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. Better. Better. Good. What's the dangers here, do you think?
This van in the corner.
Good. What if someone came round?
I'd see them.
Okay, but it's not the van that was the issue.
Okay.
It was who could really come round. The van was leaving us less space. It's like this situation. What should we do with this? Just watching your feet there. You should have been maybe covering the brake and clutch so you're ready to stop if needed. Try and have that as an option with your feet.
Okay.
Yeah. Potential problem arises. Just be ready to slow. Remember, the slow's generally the fix. Right turn, please. Do you want any help with this, or do you feel alright? Keep braking till you're certain, remember. Good, keep braking till you're certain. Good, keep looking quickly as you're steering. Keep looking quickly, both ways. Yeah, that's it, good. Well done. Nice job. Was a nice job, well done. Good. Again, I'm going to try and take a step back today if I can. So same good positive mindset as last time. Left turn, please, Erin. Well done. What do you do with the brake? Are you staring at the car, or are you thinking about what you needed to do? Did you notice there you were staring at the car? It's not there. It's not there. Good. Better. Okay, so that's still a little bit of that feel we've got to get away from. We talked about that when we dropped you off at work last time with the railings. You were looking at the railings rather than the curb, weren't you? Yeah. And it's the same sort of thing with that white car. And it's actually the same sort of thing as you said before. I asked you a little bit earlier, coming out of our estate, what's the danger? And you said the van.
Yeah, was it not a blocking and obstruction?
No,
Was that not a potential?
Not really, because the van was still. So it was always going to be potentially who's going to come the other way or step out from behind one of the vehicles, not the actual thing that's parked.
Okay.
Make sense? So you just slightly just tweak on how you think the things. It's not the hazard, it's the space that's left over most of the time. Hold on, good.
Do you reckon he's going to come in behind? Oh, he's waiting there.
Okay, super.
I thought he would come in and then
Was
come out.
he waiting?
Oh,
Well,
there
he was waiting for the cyclist, wasn't he? What should we do with this?
Go with sharing space because that one's leaving.
Okay, nice job.
I'm checking there.
Very good. Nice work. Do you feel as though you could stop if someone ran out from behind any of these vehicles?
Yeah.
Notice where the two white vans are, you can see less, can't you?
Yeah.
So maybe just slow just a couple of miles an hour. Then maybe back on a little bit as it starts to clear. Change even to that. It's not that the hazard, it's always been ready to stop and not seeing the hazard sometimes. Or left turn please at the end. You get your mirrors first, Erin. It's always on what's going on behind. How many times? That's the first left look you've done. Stop because you're not prepped. Quite wide there because you're not looking left enough and the straighten up was too late. Okay. That's where you need to use that gas more in between the gear changes, Erin. Come on. Come on. You know what you should be doing. Come on. Let's get it done today. See what improvements we can make. That's it. So that last corner, it was still looking left enough, wasn't it? Yeah. Good. So going back to what I was jabbering on about before, it's not the actual hazard itself, it's not the parked car, it's often what you can't see. So if there's a parked car, it's who could come round and cause us problems. It's managing that space all the time rather than looking at the hazard. Okay? Just ahead, please. And closer people behind. When are you going to, when are you going to start the brake? What are you going to be doing with your braking? Stop, Erin, stop. It's too late. It's too late with the braking.
Okay.
And with all that wood stuck out on the back of his car as well. Do you really want to be doing that at the minute? It's because you're just staring at the back of his car, Erin, and that's why you rush away. You don't plan. Come on, get your eyes further up and get planning. That braking that we've talked about is really important. What's going on with the road now? Is there any issues there? No, so we don't need to change what we're doing with our car. So what was your thoughts with that, the white car with the wood stuck out the
I
boot?
didn't brake fast enough because it could have.
Early enough.
Yeah.
Soon enough.
Yeah.
Remember, if you're increasing your brake at the last moment, you've left it too late. You've got to be doing it earlier and then lessening pressure as you arrive at that particular problem or hazard. Yeah?
Yeah.
Give yourself more time. Where are you going to do your braking, Erin? More back here, then lessen, pick your gear. Still have to tell you about that gear. Yeah? As you're doing that braking, I still think that you look at that patch of tarmac in front and it doesn't allow you to see the whole flow of the traffic. You've got to learn to look beyond things to do it, not that floor, yeah? Not that piece of tarmac that we've got probably 2 or 3 car lengths in front of the car. Look at the whole flow. Trust the fact that if looking far, You are not going to miss stuff close to you. You can always look back at it. So have a look at where the blue car's braking. Then look back to behind these taxis to the left, no one's there. Look up to the crossing, scan both sides, have a check in your mirror, see where the van is. Have a look all the way up to the traffic lights. Look at the space in between us and the black car. What's going to happen with the lights in between?
Going to stop.
Big time, aren't they? Yeah? Cool. So keep going for now. We don't need to slow back here. But when you were going to get to the danger area, maybe yes. Well done. Practice this braking. Brake a little bit more and aim to do the stop before you need to. Brake more. Brake more. Now less brake. Good. You'll still get there. Does the amount of momentum that the car has, in other words, how long it takes to stop and how much roll it does that still surprise you a little bit sometimes?
Yeah.
You've got to work with that now. Because you arrive into things sometimes, not necessarily like a dart hitting a dartboard, but stop. And then it's dead difficult to do. It's dead difficult to see all of these things. So create that little bit of time with that braking that we've shown you we've sorted. Not a bad little start though, well done. I'll leave this to you. What are you looking at though? You tell me.
Traffic.
Captain of traffic. How does this green man affect us?
Because people are going to be walking, so I'm not going to go.
Brilliant. So you've got all the info. Good. Remember to use the clutch according, but use your gas more. Start squeezing more gas now. Better. Went 2 into 1 and all you've done is just look forward, Erin. Yeah, you don't have to apologise, but you need to be aware of these things more now. Okay? We're a little fast. Just take your time. We're going to take the next left, please. Keep braking all the time. Now, assess how sharp and narrow the road is. Keep braking all the time until you're done. Keep braking until you've finished braking, until you're happy with it. Good. I think that was a good little corner. Well done. I thought you did well with that. Good. Does that continuing braking seem to help you a bit? Good. Well done. We're going to find somewhere to park on the left, please. Start your brake as early as you can, as lightly as you can, and keep braking all the time. Are you going to finish, do you think? Have you finished your steering yet? Fab, by the way. Well done. Good. Last junction off the main road. Loads better. Loads
Mirrors
tidier.
are a bit late, that one.
Okay. So we've got to get all things into play, but you know what? Don't try and do everything at once. It's been hard enough the last few lessons about getting you to be concentrating on how wide the corners are and how sharp the corners are and where to look. If we've got roads narrowing though, you understand the danger. Two lanes into one, you know what we should be doing, but it's just at the moment there's probably a few too many things for us to be able to do everything, but that's something we can be working on. Alright, do you still think the priority is to get you switched on to how sharp the corners are and what to do with your car, rather than if we added the mirrors as well, for example? Do you think that would overcomplicate things and maybe detract from the work that we're doing about looking about how sharp things are?
I feel like it's something I should be doing anyway. I know what I'm doing.
Yes, I agree. But if all I'm getting at is if there's an extra thing that I'm trying to help you remember and trying to help you do, that sometimes can detract from the work that we're doing. So just for today, you try and do your mirrors, try and be aware of what's going on around a little bit more and behind. But if you do miss them, I'm not going to make a massive deal. I'm just going to tell you, but we're not going to make a massive deal. I don't want to detract from the steps forward and the progress that we're making with these corners. All right, it's pretty good though. Well done. Good. We're going to follow the road ahead where that white van has gone. Okay. You have a go at this one. Can you do this?
We've done it before, but
no.
We'll give it a good go.
Just try not to stare at the floor. Yeah. I'm there to help all the time, so it's not an issue.
Ooh.
Good. Yeah, maybe a signal to that one.
Okay.
So where that private hire taxi's gone. Yeah. Okay. Look at where we've got to get to in the middle. Look at everything. Aim your car to where you want to be. When's your space coming? It was there.
Okay.
Is there a gap after this car? Creep a little bit now then. We're able to go into the middle?
Yeah.
Okay, is it clear from the left?
No. Yes.
Okay. Finish your steer, then signal. Your signal doesn't rise with the wheel, don't forget. And you'll do that.
Too slow.
Too slow with what? You're accelerating?
Yeah.
A little bit. Just look further around corners and it'll encourage you to go, and it will encourage you to sort these signals out a little bit better as well. Just don't forget, your signal doesn't move the wheel. It's always there. Okay. That was the best you've done that as well though, wasn't it? Well done. Good.
I think I was just lucky with the spaces though.
No, you weren't. You were slow enough and looking enough to deal with it. So honestly, no, that was good. We're going to go ahead, please.
Is it 30 down here?
Good, it is. Is the head-up display on?
Yeah, it's saying 20, but it's because we're in an area, isn't it? That's okay.
Okay, you've got to look for it yourself rather than that. Hey BMW, turn off the head-up display.
Bye.
Blanked. Hey BMW, turn off the head-up display.
I have deactivated the head-up display.
Roundabout, Erin?
Yes.
Turn right.
Okay, turn right.
And it's the 5th exit, please.
Okay.
You can count to 5, can't you? So there's no reason to pull that face. What do you do with the right turn, Erin?
Tell people.
So why aren't you? Are you looking at the floor in front of you? You are. You wasted all that time looking at the floor in front of you. That's why you're not prepped. So you took too long working out your signal, and you took too long staring at that floor.
Okay.
Yeah? You got it sorted though. Good. This is 1. That's 2. Can you count to 5?
Yeah.
Where are you going to look to do the turn? Good. Can you see where we're heading?
Where that car just went?
Good. What do you need to do to get to that position then?
I need to check my mirrors and signal down there and go.
That was good. Did well. But just don't let the number 5 put you off. It's only counting, isn't it?
Yes.
Good. Well done.
I'm so bad with instructions as well.
Yeah, you don't take enough from the instructions to work out what to do yet. You haven't worked that out quick enough.
That's that corner down there, isn't it, where everything went wrong that time?
Can't remember.
I think so, anyway. Oh. You go, man.
Good job. Well done. We're going to get to this crossroad and turn left to the next road on the left, please.
Okay.
Well done. So not that floor, not the giveaway line. You should be looking how sharp this left turn is. It's quite tight, isn't it? Try not to go in though, Erin. Erin, you're going closer to the curb. Just go slower. Use your brake more. Now roll. What do you think? No?
After this one.
Creep a bit then. What's the blue one in front doing? Happy?
Yeah.
You have to learn to go slower. And wait till you undo your steering before you accelerate, because you've accelerated out while you were steering, too close to that, and then you've done absolutely nothing and you're too slow now. You should be going. This one's waiting for you. Now they've got fed up with you and go on the gas, Erin. Come on, you've got to get switched on. You've got to look further up the road. Yeah? A little bit late with that as well. You should have been checking before you get there. It's not reactive, it's doing it before the event, thinking about it before the event, yeah? We got through it. No, that's okay. It didn't affect anything, but you just got to get planning. What are the braking? Practice. Come on. More. Erin, slower. More brake. Less brake. Roll for longer. Get as slow as you can and then creep in. That creates time. Remember, if you're at half the speed, you get twice the time. Do you have problems fitting everything in and doing everything in the space of time? Therefore, create the time that we've said about. Yeah? Work that brake in that way that we've said. Pretty good little start, well done. When do you accelerate?
Now.
Good. Notice you deal with things all too late.
Yeah, because
how come you're trying to go in here, away from that one? No! Get to where you need to be and stay there. Take your normal position from the left, and the parked car's up there as well. So, do you understand where I'm coming from? You arrive to the problem, and then you try and work it out. And then it's hectic, isn't it? Yeah? Come on, do things earlier. Look further. Good. Here's your chance to practice the braking again. Who's behind us? Get really slow then. Extra slow. Get the gear along the way. Extra slow. Less brake now. But you were braking more and slowing. You have to brake to suit what they're doing in front. Yeah? Got to work that brake to suit what's going on. Change your feet. Okay. Those hands need to chill. Loosen. Yeah. 2 roads into one. Who's to our right, Erin? Good. How are you going to deal with a cyclist?
Gonna go around.
Check now then, yeah. Deal with it now, yeah, good. How much space are you going to give him?
A lot.
A lot, yeah. Brilliant. And now, before we come back, why not check now? But you don't have to steer as soon as you've checked. This is what I'm trying to get you away from. You're check and steer, check and do. 20, Erin. Erin? Look further. Yeah? We'll listen to that engine.
Ooh.
Got to look further, alright? You get like that because your eyes are from here to the speed bump, no further, sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes they are, aren't they? Yeah? Bumpy, horrible road, isn't it? All good. Yeah, my camera's still on. I've switched the cameras round to stop this one getting blasted, overheated. Start dealing with a parked car. Cool. Is that mirror set too wide, Erin?
What's that mean?
Are you having to lean to see what you need to see in that mirror? No. So you don't need to move your head to do it then, just glance at it. Yeah?
Yeah. Because
you move your whole head and you steer your car out that way. Just glance. Yeah? Traffic lights, we're just going to go ahead, please. What are you expecting?
Them to change.
Now what should we be doing?
Speeding up.
Go on then. Do as you just said. Yeah, good, well done. No problems. Is the crossing okay?
Yeah, no people.
Good. How are you going to deal with the parked car?
Is that one a Pelican?
It certainly is. Well done. Brilliant. How are you going to deal with the parked van?
I'm going to look and I'm going to go.
Good. So we've got to have a definitive glance and make sure it's good before we do steering, haven't we? Good. Up to these traffic lights, we'll turn right, please. So not this crossing. This next set of lights, turn right. No signal. No. That's because you're grabbing that hand. You move the car and signal at the same time. Put a right signal on now. Do you understand why I told you not to signal?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there was a road there.
Don't be in a rush to signal. Be in a rush to look. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a hill.
Which means, how do you use the clutch?
More clutch.
What do you mean more?
Like, do you put more power into it?
That means gas is power, so slow using the clutch. So oncoming cars, we do not need to steer away from them. You've got to plan when we're going to go. Who's after the van? What are you going to do with your car then?
Go now.
Very good. You did ever so well with that. Come on, snappy with your feet now. Get working. Get going a bit more. It's a bit one pace sometimes. You've got to change what you're doing to suit. I thought that right turn was excellent as well, Erin. Well done. Right hand's way too stiff and hard with that gear change. Feel it. Push the wheel as you go for your hand down. It doesn't need to. Try and relax your grip as much as you possibly can. It's all stuff that we've done before, isn't it? Yeah. Things come together though. Well done. Good. Cracking little start.
Never been here before.
I think you have, but from the opposite way.
What, the stadium?
Haven't you been past the stadium before?
No.
Haven't you driven past you? Come the other way? Can't remember anyway. Yes, that's one of the...
What stadium is that? Is that Anfield?
That's Anfield, yes. That's Liverpool's
So are we
stadium.
near town?
No, in between ours and town, to be honest.
Okay. Hey, what, so it's a stadium not in town?
No, it's in Anfield.
Well, who would have knew, eh?
All the people in Liverpool. Funny. Look at the space, not the bus, because you're steering left and there's no reason to. There is no reason to go over here now. The bus is in his own lane and you are still steering left. Get it?
Yeah.
It's not hazard avoidance. It's not what it's about. Come on. Yeah? Pretty good. Practice this braking we've said about. Aim to do your stop about 2 car lengths before you need to, and then roll the 2 car lengths. Get straight while you're doing it. You're looking at the floor. Get straight. Good. 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 You were able to change the gear and get on with it. See where I'm coming from? Now go, Erin, and we're going to turn right at these lights, please. That was good. Do we need to slow back here?
No.
Keep going for a bit. Keep going for a bit. Now, get slowing. Have you found the right turn that we're doing? Or are you looking in front? Clutch up, Erin. Off the brake. Round to the right. Round to the right. You didn't have any idea where you were going because you were just looking in front.
I didn't have a clue where I was going there.
I know, because you're just looking at that space in front of you.
Yeah.
You see how it works, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah? And that was a little bit going back to trying to choose a gear without looking.
Yeah, but it was. You were correct.
You can't do it like that. You've got to look to see what's what. However, I see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel with this, Erin. The last 2 lessons, last time and up to now today, have been a big step forward. Have you noticed as well how I've been able to take a decent step back?
Yeah.
Good. Well done. So, what's this ground called?
Everton?
Everton, yeah. And what's the stadium called?
Everton.
Everton. Look at the top of the blue writing.
Goodison.
Goodison, there you go. Good. How are you going to do your braking?
That was...
Keep smooth, keep braking, but then just lessen tiny little bit. By all means, roll it into first gear now because there's not much coming out of Spellow Lane to our left. So therefore, if the lights were to change, you're ready to go. If they don't change, put your handbrake on, swap your right foot over, roll in gear, I'd leave it because we're not going to be long. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that braking that we just did there, it can then give you time to assess more coming up to your lights and your junctions and plan, can't it?
I reckon it's going to go in a minute.
Agreed. And you're going to find time for 2. Relax your grip as much as you can. relax your hands, and then your feet are going to work a bit better. Should you be accelerating now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be, shouldn't you? Come on. Off we go. Nice job. She's just looking over her shoulder. You keep an eye on the lights, because these could change, because there's an arrow on. See the arrow? Be careful.
Where?
Far side.
Okay.
When you see a filter arrow, even more care, because a lot of the time the filter arrow happens at the end of the sequence, therefore the lights are likely to change even more so. Why do you think I pointed out the lady on the bike looking over her shoulder?
In case she swerved.
Would that be a little bit of a tell? Yeah, it's a classic tell to let...
A bit like what I do when I look and go where I go.
There you go.
The lady after my own
There
heart.
you go. That's it, loosen that grip. Hold on.
What does that sign mean?
Warning of a bend.
Bend. Okay.
Did you see my sign video that I sent you?
No, I still haven't watched that. I'll do that when I go home actually.
Cool. Signs are there to give us a little bit of a clue on what's happening. Yeah?
I didn't need to slow down there, really, did I?
It weren't too bad, to be honest. Thought you did well. Good job. Well done. We're going to get to these traffic lights and turn left. Try not to grip your wheel to signal. And is there anything that you've got to do before you put your signal? Is there anything you've got to look for?
Yeah. Oh, that.
Get braking then, Erin. You don't have to leave your brake until you've got your signal on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah? If you can't indicate, it's irrelevant. How else can you show people what
My positioning on the road.
your positioning is? A way of showing people, yeah. And so is your brake light.
Yeah.
So people are obsessed with these things. And there's so much more that you can do before the indicator a lot of the time.
Do you reckon?
You decide. But well done. Good start.
Ah.
It's alright. Nothing wrong with that. Again, I think I said that to you last time. I like that. I like that you're changing what you're doing to something that you're seeing, and you won't get it absolutely spot on every time. It's irrelevant. The good thing is, for me, you're driving to what's happening. Good. Now it's probably going to go, isn't it? It's not there. Good. See the crossing? Better, Erin. Well done. Good. What's changed the last two lessons?
I don't know.
Do you think it was the couple of
Bad lessons.
pretty bad lessons that would give you a kick
Yeah.
up the bum to then go, come on,
Yeah.
pull your stuff together? Because it's been noticeable. It's been, honestly, very, very good the last two. Well done. Straight again, please. We've got to be in for another 15, so alright, just leave it to me for now. Yeah?
On a flyover, it's
Yep.
just like the speed limit would be the same as a normal road, wouldn't it?
Yes. It's exactly the same as the road that we were on, unless they tell you different. We'll sometimes think that you can go faster just because it's cutting out the roundabout, but
Yeah. And this sign means that the two roads are going to merge into one.
yeah, with ours having priority.
That's because it was thicker.
Correct, yeah. However, the sign's not actually correct, because that lane gets its own. So it's not really emerging. Try not to move though, Erin, because you were staring. Did you see the drift?
Yeah, I did.
Lean in your seat and relax. Relax your grip. Learn to move, but not move your wheel. We are not turning right at the light, so what should you be thinking now?
Position to the left.
Sort it out. That's okay. Well done. Here's another chance for you to practice your braking. How close are the cars behind?
Not very.
Therefore, you can take the mick with this braking. Really slow it down. So aim to stop not long after the white arrow. You're going to hit the curve, Erin. Now less brake and look further. Brake a bit more though, get a bit slower. You take off too much. That take off of pressure needs to be minute. Yeah? What's your thoughts?
We're going to go in a minute.
Absolutely. Good. And how do you accelerate quickly?
With my foot.
With your right foot, not your left one. Yeah? Have they changed the sequence of lights? No. Clutch is a bit quick.
Yeah.
Come here, you're drifting across.
Sorry.
Come here more. You look down on the floor, and because the lines disappear, you go that way. You still take your position from that white line. You shouldn't do, Erin. You should be taking your position from the left curve. Correct. The next set of lights, you'll turn right, please.
Okay.
What's your thoughts? There are cars around, so should we signal? Yeah, we should, shouldn't we? That's nice. Well done. Now trust your position to that curve. Quick look in your right mirror. You've got loads of room, so you don't need to be steering away from it. And when are you going to tell people?
Too heavy?
A little bit. But now start using more, and we shouldn't be heading over here. Pick your gear off. What gear you think? Yeah, maybe. There is a big gap in the traffic the other way, isn't there?
Yeah.
Is this little Toyota going to go? Is there room for us to go before the white one?
Yeah.
Go on then. Still think
Oh,
that
what
you
did I just crank something?
No, it was just a manhole cover, an inspection grid, that was all. Thought your attention was a little too much left and right. You do need to check, but not as much as you do sometimes. Ahead at the roundabout, please, Erin. It's where those green lights are across the other side. It's not the floor that we should be looking for. Could you slow down and stop if a car came? So you're fine. Cover your brake, there's cars. Brake a bit more then. Get prepped. Now what? Good. How do you accelerate? Where do we look? Are your hands loose as they can?
Yeah.
Are they as loose as they can? When do you finish the steer there? Good. Do not change gear. Doesn't matter about the sign or the sound, sorry. Not bad at all. Still have to prod you a little to get you to do certain things, but it's a better effort, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sorry. Didn't mean to slow down.
No, it's alright.
Let's go.
Good. Noticeable on how much I've been able to back off. I know it's been quiet today as well, but honestly I usually have to get involved even, well, a fair bit more than I've done the last couple of lessons, even when it's quiet, don't I? Yeah? Well done. Good. Hard work's paying off, Erin. Well done. Cracking. Job. Again, at the traffic lights, we'll try a right turn, please. Are there any side roads?
No.
Okay. Have you seen how much oncoming traffic there is?
What way do I go round her?
Is there any oncoming traffic?
No.
Yes, there is now. So get braking. Clutch down. What gear with the oncoming traffic? Look where we've got to go as well. Do we need to stop yet? When's the gap likely that we're going to go?
Blue.
Good. Can you creep and go to the gap slower? Can we just go now?
Yeah.
Fab. Get accelerating now, Erin. That was better. You worry far too much about where you're going to go before you've had a chance to look, and that eats into your observational time, doesn't it? You have to let that go now. Where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? It doesn't matter. Look and observe, and you'll find it out, like you just did. Well done. Good. Aim to stop at the arrows and then roll the rest of the way. Get first gear ready as well. Get first gear done. And if they were to change, it would be easy. It would be easy. Now what? We're on a hill? Good. Don't need to take it out of gear. I'm not sure why you took it out of gear. Now what should we do with the lady?
Wait.
Very good. Now what should we do with the acceleration? Nice job. So gears, you'd already changed it coming in, hadn't you?
Yeah.
Already sorted it to what was happening. Good. Excellent. That's fifth though.
Oh.
Good. Relax your hands. Straight at the roundabout, second junction. Get looking, get slowing, listen. What gear are you going to pick in prep? Get it picked now before the bend. What do you reckon? Can't go yet, slow mo. Oh, can we go now? You've got to stay in your lane, no, Erin. You cannot just steer the one or the area in front of you. Left signal, yeah. Come on, look around. You just look there, and it makes you go there as well, doesn't it? Come on. It's happening to the road.
It's going into one.
You're accelerating then. You're obsessed with the gear change rather than narrowing there. I would have only changed gear after I'd checked, but you do it the other way round. You go gears, and then I'm going to check when I get there. Yeah, should we be on the cycle area?
No.
So stay off it. Did you notice you going over there again invited them to come past, didn't it? I thought you dealt with them nicely when you saw them and easily sorted it. We're turning right at the lights, please. No, cancel the signal. You signal way too early. Get to your position, get the steering finished, now signal. Yeah? Get the steering sorted. How are you doing your braking? So that signalling comes from the hand stuck on the wheel. Have your steering finished, have it set so you can signal. It's the same thing that we try and do with the gears as well. Finish your steering, then get it. Good. So look far, not forward. Not there. Not there. And twice I had to tell you. You notice that instinct comes back all the time, doesn't it? Yeah.
I know I didn't consider it fast enough.
Do it now then. Get going. Better. I think you're realising the things that I've been talking about the last half a dozen lessons, how important they are. They're coming together nicely. Well done today as well, Erin. Very good. Cameras on as well, they haven't overheated today. Well, that one hasn't.
What's the front one doing?
It's alright, it's still on. I'm going to turn left at the lights. So
and you can't go on that bit of road.
Then. Keep out then. Keep out then. So check anyone this side. Tell people, there's a few people about. Is it still clear to go across after the markings?
Yes.
Get slow for the sharpness of the corner now. I want you to fix it before the bend. Brake more and get your gear for the corner now. Who's going to be getting to or coming into the junction when we get to the end? Anyone from that side?
No.
Is the silver one?
No.
Well done. And left at the roundabout, who do you give way to?
That people.
The right.
Yeah.
No one's from ahead turning, so it's just out of this road.
And we're
Anyone
good.
coming from
No.
that road?
We're good.
Well done. And we're not going to park near the click and collect.
We're going straight on.
Maybe. Is there any big queue today? No. I think we will go down the far end today. Okay? Drop you down the other end. We are going to have a go at going forward into a bay when we're down this far end as well, Erin. Alright?
That, isn't it? Should I change into first? Do you reckon we're going
Does it need to at the minute?
No.
So it's okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. We're going to go around the back end of the car park. Go slow now. Clutch down, put it in one. Don't stop though. Good. Follow the road round. What we're going to do, we're going to try and park forward into one of the bays on your right when we get round the corners. Okay, look round the corner, not where we point, not here. Now go slow. Have a look at where you fancy going to.
Sorry.
Yeah, can you get in this one? Good. Go slower. Clutch down a little bit, Erin. Clutch down and use your brake to roll. And just try and get it positioned in between them and just roll at the grey car. No, stop a second. Stop. Look where your eyes are. You're looking right down at the lines, but you're not looking at the movement of your car. Look at that grey Audi and move your car slightly. We're going over here. You don't want to, do you? Look up, Erin. Yeah? Good. Keep looking at the Audi and just roll to the other side of this bay. I know we've gone through that one. It's irrelevant. Look up. And how do you know you're at the front of this bay?
Mirrors.
You passed it because you're looking forward.
Okay.
How is that going to help you where the front of the bay is?
It's not.
We look that way to get straight and see the movement, and then we look there to get to the front of the bay. Can you reverse just so we're just in that bay, so we're not stuck out on the road section? We are on a hill now as well.
So what does that mean?
You work out. What am I talking about? We're on a hill. Yes, good. Okay, you're going to use to go backwards.
First, reverse.
Reverse. Yeah, go on then.
Why can't I do it?
Because you haven't taken it out of first of all. Done? Okay, good. And then where do we check before we move? Good. And it is really clear behind. I'm going to keep an eye on behind, but I'd like you to reverse back until we're within this line. Lift a little bit of bite. When are we just within that line? Perfect. Brake to stop though, so you'll roll back forward. Got to be sharper with your feet. Secure your car out of gear. Alright, relax. You can leave the car on just a little second just before we chuck you out of the car. How did that go today?
What?
Better,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
What's been the difference the last two lessons?
Looking. I haven't actually, not a couple of times, but I've actually looked around corners and judged it going up to it.
You have, haven't you? And that's come into your drive. I do feel as though what we've said about that continuing braking until you're absolutely certain has helped you out a lot as well, hasn't it? Okay. So that's been a big help. Steering isn't an issue when we get you looking in the correct place, is it?
No.
No. Do you think the mirrors were maybe, I was going to say, were your mirrors short with what you were looking at throughout the whole lesson, or do you think after we had that little park in and talked about them?
I think they improved after.
Yeah, good. When do you tend to check your mirrors though, Erin?
As I do.
And we can't. It has to be preempting it before, doesn't it? Okay. The signalling we've worked on a little bit today. It's as if you can't do anything until you've got that signalling, and that's not the case.
Yeah.
Right, you've got to get away from that. People are wrapped up in these signals so much. Although it's mirror signal maneuver, remember we've discussed that you can signal in many different ways as well. Your position, you mentioned, your brake lights are a signal. Just touching on the braking that we've done today as well. Do you get where I was coming from about if you need to stop here, aim to stop here
and
roll. Just gives you a bit more time to think. Did you feel today was less manic as well?
Yeah.
I thought it was a good one.
Don't feel stressed actually.
You don't feel stressed?
No.
Cool. And have you noticed as well, when you do your observations, when you do your looking, what level can I work at? So people think that driving instructors are like that on purpose. No, we're not. We want to chill out, but we have to keep control of certain things, and that level that I have to work at goes sometimes honestly through the roof when your eyes are just pinned to that piece of tarmac in front. All right, so it's a all-round nicer experience. So well done. I thought that was a cracker. Are we done for today?
Yeah.
Cool. Turn your car off. You have a good day.